All right, guys, so what we're going to look at is our hero assignment, our questions for our hero. But before we start that, because you got to make sure that we remember our different hero journeys, our monomyth steps. So the first one is the call to adventure. So think about it. When we read the Odyssey, what was the call to adventure for Odysseus?
He was called to the Trojan War.
You said what now?
He was called to the Trojan War.
Correct. So he was called to the Trojan War, which is what actually made him have to leave. Now, granted, we know when we actually start our book, he's on his journey back home, but initially he had to get called from home in the beginning. So what initially made his journey harder is when he had to leave, he gets upset with Poseidon for making it harder. So when we're thinking about these different things in your essay, make sure that you are thinking about the different adventures and the different things that's going to happen. So even another example, think about modern day heroes. So what are some modern day heroes that we have? Spider-Man, okay. Jesus. Officers. Firefighters. Nurses, that's a good one. Doctors. Pediatricians. You gotta have somebody to work with the children.
Ultrasound tech.
Yes, ultrasound techs. Yes, they are important. So when we think about our modern day heroes and how they relate back to the heroes that we have, like Spider-Man, Odysseus, Black Panther, all of those, we had to think about Joseph Campbell's different steps for the monomyth, okay? So when we're looking at this here, I'm gonna pass this out to you guys because you're gonna have to fill this in. So go ahead and write your name on that. Let's go ahead and do this together, okay? So before, and we'll work on this part together. So before Odysseus, right, before he had to get called to the Trojan War, what was his day like every day?
He was like king.
Okay.
He would do like kingly things. He would like tell people what to do.
Okay, so what's he the
Make
king
sure
of? So we're gonna write that down as our status quo. He was the king of Ithaca. Okay. So when we're looking at our status quo for your actual hero, we need to make sure that we're also remembering that they have to have an actual life before that. So before they got called to be a hero, what was their actual life like? So think about Superman. Superman actually worked at a bank. So he wasn't just Superman automatically. He had to have a life beforehand. So when we're thinking about your call to adventure for your hero, think about what's going to be the initial thing that makes that person have to leave. So what made Odysseus have to leave again?
The Trojan War.
So we're the Trojan War year. And this is just like a little outline to help you guys remember when you start writing it, what are the different steps that you need to have, all right? So next we have the assistants. What was the assistants? Like who helped him? Athena. Now we know that who was upset with him? Poseidon and who else? There's another Greek god. Zeus, yes. So, well, you don't have to write that down, but we know that initially Zeus was upset with him and Poseidon was upset with him. Do y'all remember why?
Because he didn't think so. He didn't thank them for him helping them.
Yes. So he didn't give the gods credit for his, well, really,
And
them
he
winning.
he did it all.
Yep. So when we're thinking about departure, okay, what makes them, or when they have to leave, what happens, okay? So we always have to make sure that we have a departure. Now, Odysseus had many trials. So what are just a few of them? Like the different people that he had to battle on his way home.
Oh, the sirens.
The sirens, yes. You said who?
The Cyclops.
Okay. Do you by chance remember the Cyclops' name? Start for the P. Polyphemus, yes. All right. And give me one more. Who's the lady that turned all his men into pigs? Starts with the C.
Circe.
Yes,
Yeah,
Circe.
good
job, Z.
All right. So now that you have kind of like a little outline here, so you know exactly what you need to do. Let's go back to our hero's assignment here, this here. So you've done it, but I want you to get out the questions that you've answered on it, so therefore we can make sure that we're on the right track here.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna give each one of you guys pick a highlighter. Alright, so it says, since we've been studying the exciting adventures of Odysseus and other larger-than-life heroes, I thought you might enjoy using your imagination a bit. Your task is to create a hero of your own who fulfills the heroic criteria you envision. Make sure that you highlight heroic criteria you envision. It's just a constant reminder that when you start writing this assignment, you're not just writing just a regular hero story, okay?
It's how you want it.
It's exactly how you want it. I don't want it based off of anything else. Even though we just finished the Odyssey, I want you to write it how their adventure is going to be in your own eyes. So let's look at what you guys wrote down. It says the first question is, what is his or her name?
Either Zamora.
Okay, Zamora.
Mine's Cameron.
Mine's
Samaya.
Samaya. Okay, what's the reason that you gave them those names?
Because you don't hear a lot and just stands out.
Okay.
I put Cameron because it could be a boy name or a girl name.
Okay.
I put Zamora because she's from a different planet.
All right. Now let's go down to what flaws does he or she have. So first and foremost, let's remember that Odysseus had many flaws. What was some of the flaws that Odysseus had?
He was
Selfish.
selfish and cocky.
Selfish, cocky, and there's one that starts with the A. Arrogant. So he's very arrogant, because think about it. When we read after he boasted about them winning the war, he was like, I don't need the gods. I could just do it on my own. And so Poseidon comes in the water and was like, yes, he ruins his ship, but then he also tells him man is nothing without the gods. So everyone must have a flaw. Every hero has to have a flaw, because no one's perfect. Think about it. Even when we think about our modern day heroes, every one of them has some type of flaw, even though we might not know it. They all have something that they deal with. So what is the flaw that you guys have for your hero?
Her flaws is the memory of her dad and the grieving power Dark Cloud holds against her.
Okay. So what is the flaw? What is it regarding with her father?
That Dark Cloud, her enemy, took her father in a battle they had several years ago.
Okay, good.
She trusts people too quickly.
Okay, so she's a little gullible. So that can be a flaw, because if you think about it, if you don't have any evidence to support the truth or what is being said, you don't know if it's the truth or a lie. So that's good.
She be in denial.
She's in denial. Okay. What makes her in denial?
It's like when people tell her stuff, she don't believe it. So
Okay.
she denies it.
All right. And what makes him or her vulnerable?
Her kids.
Bless you. Her kids? Okay. So what's the relationship between her and her children?
There's like a very close relationship since her husband has like gone and stuff. So like she tries to keep that relationship since she didn't have the relationship with her parents when she was younger.
Okay. Okay, I like that. If you think about it, a lot of people have a tight-knit relationship with their children. So therefore, attacking someone's child can always make a person just want to react. So that's good. Okay.
She's vulnerable because when in the story that we're doing, or the essay that we're doing, she ends up trusting this dude, and then later on he becomes an evil person. So,
Okay.
I think,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your vulnerability?
Her vulnerability is like whenever she sees like kids alone, because in her like past, her and her mom, it was just her and her mom for the longest time, but now that she's older, she gets to try to find her dad. So when she sees kids by themselves, she wants to help them.
So she's very protective. I like that. All right. Every hero has some type of enemy. Every hero. I mean, think about it. Black Panther's enemy was who?
His cousin.
What's his name?
So
I don't know his name.
Harriet.
Wasn't that T'Challa?
T'Challa is him, I thought. King of T'Challa.
I don't know.
I thought it was T'Challa. It's okay. All right. So, all right. Well, who was Odysseus's enemies?
Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Zeus.
Was Zeus technically an
No,
enemy?
he was just trying to teach him a lesson.
Oh,
Yes. So let's think about people that actually tried to harm him.
the Cyclops.
The Cyclops, Polyphemus. That's a good one.
Sirens.
The Sirens. Cersei was,
To an
but
extent.
she also was in love with him as well. So we can say she's an enemy, but technically,
Very affectionate.
yes, very affectionate. So if you think about it, she really just wanted him, just like Calypso wanted him all to herself, until Zeus had to say, "Hey, you have to release her," and then that's the only reason why, because Hermes went to her. So when we're thinking about enemies, what are the enemies? Who are the enemies in your story going to be?
So the dude she trusts, that's the person he ends up turning into this monster that eventually tries to get her.
Okay.
Dark Cloud is her enemy because he's the person that captured her father several years back ago.
That's good.
My person's enemy is her clone husband.
Her clone husband. So you have someone that's the same person, but they're fighting against each other.
It's like the Zamora and then her husband, but it's a clone husband.
Okay.
And they're fighting.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And who depends? I'm gonna go over two more. Who depends on your hero?
For me,
Mhm.
it's the people in each of the cities
Mhm.
that she saves.
Okay. So the city, the people of this. Okay.
Her mom and dad depend on her, and her dad depends on her to find him, and her mom depends on her to get stronger and to fight Dark Cloud later in the story.
All right. Good.
Her kids.
Her kids. Okay. And last one, what makes this person a hero? So we think about the Odyssey again, and if we think about even our modern day heroes, they all have a job that makes them heroic because it's something that a lot of people just can't do. So if we think about the Odyssey, what happens with Odysseus? What makes him really the hero? What was the ending to our story that made it great?
He ended up. Oh, sorry.
Go first.
That everyone was getting a hand to his wife or whatever, and he wanted everyone trying to get the bow and arrow through all the rings, and he ended up getting it, and then he became himself again, and then fought them, and he killed
All
Okay.
of them.
Okay, he killed all the suitors and then was able to do what?
take them back.
Take
Place
the
back.
back.
Take his
the
place
place
back.
back. Yeah.
So what that showed that he, regardless of how long he's been away, he came back and they still accepted him, but the suitors had a different agenda. They thought he was dead. So when he came back, he became the person that he was beforehand. Nothing changed. He was still the same person. So what makes your person a hero to those that are around him?
She just wanted the best for her kids.
So she's the hero to her children.
Yes.
My person, she just wanted to help people out.
And that's good. If you think about our modern day heroes, that's what nurses and doctors do. They want to be there to help people. They save lives. That's not something when you guys get older, everyone has a different job. I couldn't be a doctor. I just can't. But I can be a teacher, and my job is to be the best teacher I can be to you guys. So what makes your person a hero?
She's a hero because she wants to help the weak and stop Dark Cloud and capture him for good and get her father back after several years.
So now what you guys are going to do, since you've answered your questions, what you guys are going to do, I don't want to pinpoint everything for your essay because, again, if I do that, I'm taking away from your imagination. You guys are now going to start writing it, and it says, now write an adventure that your hero successfully accomplishes that contains some elements of the archetypal hero's journey. Your paper should include all of the elements of a good storytelling, which is the atmosphere, the setting, the detailed characters, good description, exciting action, strong conflict, and dramatic resolution, okay? So it should be only a page and a half to 2 pages long, all right? So I want you guys to go back to your seats. I want you guys to work on that. And then as you guys are working on it, we will, if you need my help, you come back and we'll go from there, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good job.
Thank you.